Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mr. Wolabi MA, Basic Technology Teacher for JSS3. I want to welcome every one of you to this e-learning class. How are you? Hope you are enjoying yourself at home. I will need your few time because we want to study. Is that taking? As you are hearing me, I would like you to get ready all your learning materials, your biro, your pencil, and your notebook. And let's do justice to the teaching together. As we all know, this is third term 2019-2020 academic section. The term is revision term for JSS3. Below are the scheme of work for the revision class. Week 1, gears, application of gear ratio. Week 2, work example on gear ratio and speed of gears. Week 3, belt and chain drive. The belt drive, the definition, the working principle, uses, types of belt, and advantages and disadvantages of belt drives, which have already been taught in second term GSS, third term GSS2. Week 4, we are still going to look at the belt and chain drive, which we look at the chain drive, the definition, the working principle, the application, advantages and disadvantages. Week 5, we revise hydraulic system, the definition and type of hydraulic machine. Week 6, pneumatic system. We define it and we also explain the type of pneumatic machine. Week 7, we go through all our drawings like isometric, oblique, and so on. So this is the note prepared by Mr. Wolabi, MA, your subject teacher. The note will cover week 1 and week 2. Gears. What do you mean by gears? Gears are used in engineering to transmit power from one point to another or from one shaft to another. A gear is a wheel fixed in machine to make different parts move at different speed or different direction. That is what we mean by gears. So we now have two categories of gears. We have driver gears and driven gears. A gear is said to be driver gear if the power to drive the system is generated by it. That is, it generates its own power. While driven gears is one which is rotated with the help of the power source connected to the driver gears. That is the difference between the two. So when the driver gears rotate in clockwise direction, so the driven gears will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. The diagram below show the driver gears and driven gears. These two gears will not be able to move each other as we are looking at this diagram because the two gears are not meshed. They are not meshed. They are not joined together. It is when they join together that one will be able to move another one. So when you want to draw this in your note or they ask you to draw the driver gear and driven gears, you need to mesh them, you join them together. Is that taken? So type of gears. We have spur gears, which is what this has teeth parallel to the shaft of the gears. We have helical gears. This has teeth inclined to the shaft of the gears. We have worm gears. These are gears formed when the spur gears mesh with a screw. Rank and pinion. These are gears that run on a flat tooth rock. Bevel gears. These are gears used when power is to be transmitted between inclined shaft. So when you go to your textbooks, you still see more types of gears. So application of gears. Crane. So what do you mean by cranes? This is a vehicle that we use in construction to lift heavy load. So if you look at this very, very well, you see the gears there. So also clocks. We have it in automobile driving system and electronic recording machine, e.g. video and CD player. So now, let's now look at the calculation. Calculating gear ratio and speed of gear. If you want to calculate the gear ratio, so to determine the speed of driver gears, so to that of the driven gears. So now, if the ratio is less than 1, it shows that that is a what? A driven gears. Otherwise, it will be what? A driver gears. So which means the driver gears has lower speed than that of the driven gears. You need to take note of that. Let's now look at the formula. The formula for finding the gear ratio now is number of teeth of the driver gear over number of teeth of the driven gears, which can be represented mathematically as this, that GR equal to NR over NN. So that small r in front of that capital letter N in the numerator indicates that driver, the last R that end driver, while the small letter n in the denominator indicate that is what is the number of teeth of the driven gear. So the last end that end driven. So don't mistakenly put the number of driven at the numerator and put that driver in the denominator, because you won't be able to get the correct answer when you are given a question. Abi, if you said 5 over 3 and 3 over 5, you know these two fractions cannot give us the same answer. So which means if you want to write 3 over 5 and you mistakenly write 5 over 3, so it means that person is not expecting to get correct answer. So that is that. Also, another formula again that we're going to look at is the speed ratio of the two mesh gear. So which can be calculated by this. Speed of the driven gear over speed of the driver gears. If you look at these two formula, when we are talking about the gear ratio, we say that driver is in the numerator, while driven is in the denominator. But in the case of the speed now, you can now see that we put driven in the numerator, while we put driver, the speed of the driver gears in the denominator. You need to take note of these two. We use SR to denote the speed ratio of the gear. Now, the relationship between these two formula is what? You just equate them. SR is equal to GR. So let's now apply the formula in solving a question. Look at this example 1. Find the speed of the driven gears with 50 teeth if it is meshed with a driver gears of 150 teeth and the speed of the driver gear is 1200 revolution per minute. To solve this, so it's better you first list out the parameters, so to be able to see clearly the values given in the question. If you see from this question, the first mention here is that we should find the speed of the driven gears. And what do we use to denote that? We use Sn to denote it. And if you look at it again, we are given number of teeth of that what? Of that driven. Because if you look at this question, they are talking about driven, that you should find the speed of driven gears with 50 teeth. That is driven, which means Nn. And if it is meshed with a driver gears of 150 teeth, that is Nr. So, and we are given the speed of driver gear to be 120 revolution per minute. Now, the first thing we are going to do now, we find the gear ratio first. Since the both parameters in that gear ratio were given in the question, so it's very easy for us to get the gear ratio now. We are given NR to be 150 and we are given NN to be what? 50. You just try to substitute the values and divide them, you get 3 as your gear ratio. Now, from the relationship, we say that SR is equal to GR. Now from there, you just try to bring the formula of that SR, which is going to be Sn over SR, which is equal to gear ratio, which is 3. You substitute the value of SR because it is given in the question to be 1200. When you now substitute it, the next thing you are going to do now, you just cross multiply. That Sn will multiply 1. That 1200 will multiply 3, which will give you 3600 revolution per minute. Now, that is the final answer to that question. I hope you are getting it. Now, if you now look at the second example, you will now see that this question is different from that first one because this one is more complex. And you see now, and it's also simple. They say the speed ratio of two mesh gear is 4. If the driven gears rotate at 200 revolution per minute and has 20 teeth, they now ask us to find the gear ratio. Look at this simple question. That number A, that A question, there is no even need to stress yourself in solving it because the answer is already in the question. We are given speed ratio, that is SR. And what do we now say about what? About the relationship between them? Do we not say that they are equal? So you just tell them your gear ratio is 4. Before solving that, you first list the parameters. We are given NN to be 20 teeth. Number of teeth of what? Driven gears. We are not given gear ratio. We are not given number of teeth of the driver gears. We are not given the speed of the driver gears, but we are given the speed of the driven gears. Now, since we are given speed ratio, that is the first thing in the question, which is 4. So therefore, when we now say that SI is equal to GR, which automatically our GR2 will be what? Will be 4. Now to get the second question now that they now ask us to find the number of the driven gears. Now to find that, since we have known the value of the gear ratio, you just try to write the formula, you put the 4, and that our NR is the one we are looking for. And we know the number of the driven gear to be 20. You just cross multiply, you get 80 teeth. YC, SR, we have to find the speed ratio, and we have to find the speed of gear of the driver gears. So you just bring this formula SR is equal to SN over SR. You substitute the value, you cross multiply, you now later divide both sides by 4, which will give you 50 revolution per minute. I hope you all understand the calculation. And these two examples is enough for you to get this because we have done it before. Now this evaluation question, you will take it as an assignment. You will write, you will solve it and submit it next week Friday, inshallah. So these two theory, you pick the option and join these 3 assignments, making 5. You are asked to consult your textbook and make a list of 10 types of gears. Number 2, the speed ratio of mesh gear is this. You need to read this question and understand the question. Don't just rush into the question, because if you don't understand what the question asks you to do and you start solving it, you may not get the correct answer. You try to go through the question, know the parameters given in the question, and use the appropriate formula to solve the question. And don't forget the unit. After solving any particular question, maybe you're asked to find the number of teeth. You must put teeth at the end of your final answer. If it is speed, you must put revolution per minute. So this is where we are going to stop for this week. And don't forget, I say this cover both week 1 and week 2, because we are doing revision. We don't need to start writing the note again. You just need to revise. So if you now have any other topic that is different from the one that we listed above, maybe you don't understand too, you can also send it to me so that we can treat it together with the topics we have already highlighted that we are going to treat in our revision class. So jazakumullah khairan. Thanks for your cooperation. So make sure you do the assignment and submit it on next week Friday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.